Take a look at that view. Is that something? Wow. So I realized, and this would explain the actual lack of rocks. So Mount Bromley is clearly a ski resort. Two reasons I know this. I live pretty much right at the bottom of Blue Mountain in Ontario, which is a big ski resort there. So I recognize the type of hills, mountains, whatever. Secondly, to the right of me, I saw the water lines for possible snow making equipment. And the way these slopes are cleared of trees, well, as you can possibly see behind me, this is a ski hill. Oh, right there is a ski lift. So here I am saying I figured it all out. All I had to do was walk another 100 feet and there's the ski lift, which really just tells you everything. So yeah, so that's what this is. It's a ski resort. Not sure which way the trail goes, but we'll see. So the Mount Bromley is a ski resort. There's the Appalachian right there. Appalachian North to the left. It says on that cement block tower, whatever. And over to my right, well, of course, that's the ski lift. Looks like there's maybe a chalet there or something for the skiers. So yeah, I'm not sure what altitude this is at. Probably, I think it's around 3,300 feet. Okay, and it looks like we go down again, which is the Appalachian Trail, by the way. It goes up and it goes down. You know, we've talked about that a few times. So, okay, today is June the 25th. I just checked, and it is day 121. Let's keep going. The second climb of the day, proving to be much harder than the first one. Steeper, longer, and more challenging. More rocky, more rooty. And as I said, much steeper. Whew. Things to mention. Yesterday, when I was in Manchester Centre, the outfitters, that was actually referred to as kind of a yuppie outfitter, an outfitter for the city people who want to feel outdoorsy and didn't really cater to the thru hiker. I found that to be incorrect. They had everything that I wanted. I got new trekking poles. Check those out, Black Diamonds. I've been wanting a set of Black Diamonds, this particular model, for a while. $90 US. I got a pair of Smart Wool socks to replace my Down Toughs that have 1,650 miles on them, and they got a hole in them. I got a new water filter because I could not keep my Catadine clean. So I got a new Catadine filter that should see me now the rest of this hike. And a new food bag, because the one I'd had for several years, used it on several hikes. It was punctured and it was just downright skanky. Sweat pouring off me. So yeah, so I spent a significant amount of money that I didn't want to spend, but in all truthfulness, it was just gear that one really kind of needs. Anyhow, I think this summit is called Peru, or Peru Mountain. I think that's what we're heading up now. And this one's much harder than the first one. Again, steeper, longer, rockier, more technical. And I'm not sure how high it is, not sure what the elevation is. I could check on the chart and see. Okay, let's keep moving forward. So after what seems like a grueling climb, this is the view from the peak of Stiles. Isn't that lovely? Oh yeah. Beautiful kind of grey backdrop in the distance with the puffy white clouds. Absolutely stunning. Okay, well, let's keep going. the bugs are out in force here in Vermont today. Warm day. I think it said it was going to be about 80 or 81 degrees today and sunshine, which it is. I just soaked my bandana in a cool stream where I filtered some water. It was a spring stream, so it was nice and cold. And put that on my head. It kind of feels nice. So over the next few days, well, let's say today's Saturday, so over almost the next week, or till next Thursday, I've set myself up on a pretty challenging kind of schedule. Today being Saturday, I've got a booking at the inn on the Long Trail for Monday night, and that would be 50, that was from where I started this morning, 50, I don't know, about 52, 53 miles. And then I leave there Tuesday morning, and I have a booking at a hostel in Hanover, Maine for Thursday. And that's another, I think, I don't know, 45, 50 miles. So between Saturday and Thursday is 100 miles. So it's quite challenging, especially with the terrain we've got, especially coming up. I don't know about tomorrow for sure yet, but the next day I know we've got, I think it's called Killington Mountain, which is just a super challenge. But that's the one I may be slack packing. That would help if that works out. So a little bit of information about what's going to happen over the next several days to almost a week. Again, between Saturday and Thursday. But if it all goes to plan, by next Thursday, I will be in Maine. So that will leave 2 states to go. Maine and, no, I beg your pardon, not Maine. I will be in New Hampshire. And that leaves 2 states to go, New Hampshire and Maine. So I apologize if I kept saying Maine there. Next Thursday, just to clarify, all goes well, next Thursday, I will be in Hanover, New Hampshire. Which would be amazing. It would be great to make it to New Hampshire for sure. Okay, the trail today. Well, sunny, warm, buggy. I've got bug spray and bug lotion on. I'm using the soya bug lotion, and I'm using a Repel 40% DEET for tick and mosquito and other insects or bugs. But some of the bugs don't seem to be paying attention to my attempt at protecting myself from them. And they're just periodically swarming anyhow. Anyway, I did just filter a half a liter or so of water, and it's enough to just top up my drinking water a little bit. Well, I filtered about 600 or 700 mil, and that's enough to top up my drinking water and provide kind of a afternoon lunch beverage of coffee. And I think at about 0.3 miles, there's a camp coming up, which is a tenting area. I don't know if they've got any facility there, like a picnic table or anything, but I might stop there and make some lunch. Maybe today a spam wrap. I've got some wraps again now. Like a spam tortilla, I guess. Coffee. Maybe a Kit Kat bar, something like that. And then continue. My planned kind of destination today was the Big Brown Shelter at, I believe it was 16.4 or 16.9, something like that for the day. Keep in mind, again, because I was at the hostel last night, I started a little later. I didn't get on trail till about 8 o'clock. You always, when you have a motel day or a hostel day, you always kind of get on trail later in the morning because you're usually waiting for the shuttles and so on. Or the served breakfast, you don't want to miss that quite often. Okay, getting a little rocky. So you know what? We're just gonna put you guys away and we're gonna keep going. I put my hat on while I was sat here. I just got swarmed with deer flies. I had to put more spray on. Man, you have to be careful I don't run out of that. Carry more of it when I get the opportunity. Coffee's good. Just had a Spam wrap with mayonnaise. Now a Kit Kat bar. And we'll get going. It's a beautiful little spot. You know, let me show you around. Right below there, the bridge. That bridge is the trail. Below that, a beautiful kind of rapid brook. Shelter. A tent pad over there. A night shelter probably fits 8 or 10, maybe 8 people, I don't know. Picnic table, obviously, that's where I'm sat. So this is a nice, it's a nice shelter area for sure. Lots of water here. Okay, just gonna finish off my lunch and we'll get going. Entering Big Branch Wilderness. Again, part of the Green Mountain National Forest, U.S. Forest Service, Department of Agriculture. Alrighty then. We shall do that. Oh, and a map. A map. And some rules. Okay. Well, again, the trail goes just fine. Probably around 10.5 miles in now for the day. Had my lunch. We're doing okay. Late lunch. Probably around 3 o'clock now. We're doing okay. Well, so far today has been a solid day of hiking. Sweating, yeah. Hat on, yeah. Cap on for the bugs. But you know what? Overall, not a bad day. We had some good climbs this morning, some good solid climbs. A couple of rocky sections, but you know what? For Vermont, this has been one of the better days for sure. We're about, 0.7, 0.6 of a mile to the shelter area. Now, this is a Saturday. We're still on the long trail / Appalachian Trail. And apparently, this particular shelter is nearer to a road, and in the guide it says it could be used quite extensively by locals coming out to camp out for the weekend, on a weekend of course. So that being said, it may very well be quite busy. I have no way of knowing. I know there's quite a few hikers ahead of me. Not all maybe, or possibly all of them plan on going to that shelter. I've no idea about that either. What I do know is 0.1 of a mile before the shelter is the water source. So we are going to filter camp water there. Then we will go check out the shelter. It apparently doesn't have a great deal of tenting options. However, in the gut hooks or far out app comments, it says just down the trail a little further, a person can find good tenting spots. So maybe that is what we are going to do. I have no idea. Maybe there'll be a decent tenting spot or two with the water source. I have no idea. But we are going to find out when we get there. So yeah. Getting hungry. ready for dinner, ready for camp. Good solid day. Started about 8 o'clock this morning again, only because, as I mentioned earlier, I did stay at the hostel last night, the Green Mountain House Hostel. So, had a good breakfast there this morning. Oh, yawning my head off. Looking forward to eventually hitting the bunk tonight, that's for sure. And tomorrow, well, tomorrow I think that's day 122 tomorrow. I think today's 121. It's the 25th of June. We've mentioned that before. Anyhow, let's keep going. And when we do decide or come across a particular camp that's going to work for us, we'll talk about that. Whether it's at the shelter or not. Been quite a few bugs out today. The shelter could be buggy. It could not be buggy. The bugs seem to come and go in certain areas. So, like right this minute, there doesn't seem to be many bugs. When I was sat having lunch at the last shelter where we had lunch today, there was bugs everywhere, inundated with them. So, no idea. We'll soon see though. Let's go. Just take a little look through the trees at that beautiful kind of rapid river below and all the rocks. Nice little tent spot right there, and that is where my tent is. Further up you'll see a Z-Pax, that's Professor, and further up through the trees I believe there's another Z-Pax, and I believe that's Trillium. There's more tents further on. I don't know who they are. Just other hikers. I think Doc is up there. Maybe some other guys. I just don't know. But this is going to be a perfect spot for home tonight. I'm going to make my dinner. I filtered my water, give my face, my head, my neck a good wash. Now the bugs are getting me. I think I'll just put my rain jacket on maybe. Just keep the bugs off me. Okay, going to have my dinner. Day 121 is going to come to an end at the Branch, I think it's Branch Pond Shelter or something like that. Or tenting area. The shelter's another 0.1 of a mile down the trail, I think. Anyhow, tomorrow comes early, and I'll talk to you then. Good night.